Hey there! Are you feeling overwhelmed or scared about starting your weight loss journey? If so, you're not alone. Many people struggle with the same feelings, and there are often surprising reasons behind them. In this video, we're going to dive into the surprising reasons why people fear starting their weight loss journey and how you can overcome those fears and achieve your goals. Let's go. All of us experience fear because it serves as a function to signal danger or threat. Fear is a powerful and deeply wired reaction that is designed to keep us safe from perceived threats. For example, if you're in a dangerous situation where your life is on the line, fear would cause the fight or flight response. Fight the threat or run away from it in order to stay safe. For example, if a lion was behind your back, the fear produces you to get away from that lion. Fear is what has protected us, the human species, from predators and other threats to ensure the survival of us as human beings. But these days, most of us aren't in physical, dangerous situations that threaten our lives. The kind of fear we feel is more emotional, and most of the time we choose this flight response when we experience it, and this specific response doesn't end up serving us. We can experience fear as a result of all different reasons. Maybe as a result of experiences or trauma, perhaps fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of uncertainty, fear of being judged, to name just a few. Another fear that can arise for individuals is the fear of being vulnerable. Our culture tends to reject vulnerability, and depending on your own personal life experiences, being vulnerable may not have felt safe for very real reasons. However, in the context of our own healing and weight loss journey, it is vital to be able to be vulnerable in a safe context in order to gain new insight, tools, and empowerment. Other fears we experience regarding weight loss are failure, in whatever form this means to you, not dropping weight fast enough, dropping weight too fast, regaining the weight once you've actually dropped it, not knowing everything, fear that you're not good enough, fear of success, fear of how it will impact your relationships. Basically, we've got every single angle of weight loss covered from a fear standpoint. We are fearful it won't work, it will work too well, it won't be sustainable, will be too exciting, or not exciting enough. If this sounds familiar to you, I urge you to get curious with yourself. What if you let go of that fear? Or even better, what if you move toward that fear instead of running away? When fear creeps in, I want you to recognize it for what it is. It's a signal that it's linked to something you must meet head on. We'll dive into the action steps of overcoming those fears, but first let's recognize which are the biggest excuses and fears you might face. Because when it comes to weight loss, I want you to remember that the most common cause of inaction, all excuses and procrastinations aside, is fear. If you haven't taken action to drop the weight you know you need to, even if you have many reasonable reasons why, the root of your inaction is likely fear. And like I said before, most often fear is a signal that the item provoking it needs to be tackled. Here are some common excuses cultivated from fear. I'm too busy. It won't work for me. I've tried before and this time will be no different. I can't afford it. My spouse won't support me, so it just won't be possible. My work schedule is way too hectic. I've always been this way. It's genetic. I had a fellow with over 100 pounds to collapse come in the other day to learn about our program at PhD. For him, this weight loss was a life and death decision, and he didn't want to get started because he wanted microwavable meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, I will tell you that we provide the food for free for breakfast, lunch, and snacks, and with most of them, only hot water or cold water is needed to quickly cook them. So I would actually argue it is quicker to cook our foods, and they're delicious, and we are teaching you how to cook or dine out with ease during the process, so the weight loss is actually sustainable, unlike with microwavable meals where you don't learn anything from the process and regain the weight that was lost. From an outside person looking in, you can see how this was just an excuse for this fellow, originating from fear. Now that we know where our fear comes from and how we can recognize our fears and excuses, it's time to face them. To make positive change in your life, meeting fear head on and sitting with the discomfort it brings is often necessary. If you're held back by fear, excuses, or seem to procrastinate, I want you to consider a few strategies to overcome. 1. Live in the present moment. We only repeat the past if we live there, so move on. And we get anxious about the future, so step back and be present in the now. 2. Embrace fear as a signal for growth. Every day, wake up and tell yourself to do something bold today. I mean, why not? Sometimes I really fear doing whatever that thing might be, but I truly believe in my heart it's what allows me to continue growing. I know it seems contradictory that fear is a part of growth, but try your best to embrace it and use it as a signal that you're moving in the right direction. Reaching the next level often does require it. So if you stopped yourself from dropping weight or embarking on a health journey due to fear, I challenge you to face it head on. Don't let it sabotage your best intentions and stop you from growing and improving. Mel Robbins says that if you wait for it to feel good, you'll be waiting forever. So embrace the discomfort and just jump in. 3. Get curious. Part of the opportunity you have in moments of fear is to get curious and not judge yourself. To be curious about the feeling will allow openness, whereas judgment actually produces shame and will lead you to shutting down or withdrawing. From a place of openness and curiosity about the fear or the story the fear is telling you, you can challenge the story and ask yourself, is this story really true? 4. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Fear can shape your behavior and choices in so many different ways. It's crucial to get comfortable with being uncomfortable so you can move through things that have a hold on you. This is why so many wellness experts and scientific researchers will point to the importance of mindfulness and meditation practices. There are many layers to the science of how these activities improve various psychological and physiological aspects of your well-being. But one of the main ones that relates to fear and the stories you tell yourself is the enhanced capacity to witness your thoughts and stories without reacting to them. View your thoughts and stories like the weather and consider yourself the sky. The weather comes and goes, clouds pass by, you can watch it, but the sky behind it remains stable. In order to move through your stories and make edits to what does or doesn't serve you anymore, you must first have the ability to witness your thoughts without fully identifying with them. We must recognize that we can actually choose the thoughts we want to listen to and give importance to those. Part of the editing process is that you witness that internal dialogue you have with yourself. Do you talk to yourself how you would talk to someone you love deeply? 5. Use affirmations. Some people think affirmations or encouraging self-statements are silly, but the truth is that there's a lot of science behind how our thoughts affect our neurobiology. Thoughts can produce fear and create stress hormones in the body, which can increase inflammation. And in contrast, self-compassionate thoughts have been shown to lower inflammation. So you might be talking to yourself already all day long, saying affirmations, but they just might be things like, I'm stupid, I'm fat, people are judging me, I'm not worthy. But I want you to think, what would happen if you decided to edit those thoughts and self-affirmations with more encouraging talk, such as, I'm doing my best, I'm on a journey of growth and discovery, or I love and accept myself in this moment, even while I work toward my goal. Your affirmations could even be as simple as, it's okay to feel afraid, I have the courage to keep going. I have a client, Betty, who struggled with lifelong weight gain. The biggest emotions that were holding her back at the age of 65 were fear and shame. We had her repeat the daily and simple mantra of, I am worthy. And she equates her 60-pound weight loss at her age to that phrase alone. If you need help rewriting your story, reach out to us at PhD. We'll schedule you to have a chat with one of our nutritionists, and they will walk you through the simple process, and we can help you drop weight just like we did with Betty. In general, how much you give in to your fears will actually determine how successful you are at losing weight. Therefore, you can see how the benefits to overcoming fear are totally life-changing. Being brave enough to face your fears and taking responsibility for yourself feels like freedom, joy, confidence. I want you to imagine feeling physically and mentally strong, capable of taking on any challenge without worrying that your energy levels or your weight will get in the way. I want you to imagine having a successful business or career without burning out, letting yourself go, or sacrificing your health and time with your kids. Imagine yourself running around with your kids or your grandkids. We have so many clients who drop weight because they want to be able to get on the ground with their grandkids without feeling pain or winded or tired, and still being able to do it again the next day. Imagine being able to cross your legs or bend over and tie your shoes without getting out of breath and standing up and not being dizzy as a result of tying your shoes. Imagine looking forward to having your picture taken and loving how you look. Imagine being excited about booking a vacation on the beach without wondering how you'll look or feel in a swimsuit or just walking along the beach. Most importantly, imagine feeling like food is your friend and not the enemy, and not having to ever diet again. I have a client, Glory, and she came in to see us needing to drop over 80 pounds. She was really hesitant because she didn't have her husband's support, but she was over feeling the shame and unworthiness and living in a fear state. So she came in courageous and took action. Now Glory is 80 pounds down and feeling and looking amazing. Now, I understand that not everyone is ready to begin to slim down. When the right time comes, when you are ready for a valuable life change experience, you will know. And when you do know, when you are ready, PhD will pick you up and set you down in a new fit, lean, and healthy version of who you really are, just like we did with Glory. With the right mindset, resources, and support, you can achieve the weight loss and healthy lifestyle you've always wanted. One important aspect is getting to know how your body, metabolism, and hormones work. In this video, we'll look together into the hormonal balance in your body and how this affects everything that is going on in your body and also your weight. Let's dive in.